Welcome back, designers. It's time for another video. We're still in the plant mode, and today we are going to be planting seeds. Seeds for my cottage garden this summer. I'm starting up in my office upstairs, but I'll meet you downstairs and we'll start. I almost forgot. We're actually going to begin with a video. And this is a professional video done by Andy back in 2018, so it's a little bit older, but it's just a perfect example of some of the flowers that I'm going to be planting today that I planted back in 2018, and it shows you what you can get from seed, and you don't feel forced to go to your local garden center and spend a fortune. So we're going to watch this little 3-minute video first and pay a close attention to all those flowers, because most of them I'll be planting again this year. Okay everyone, let's get planting. I am determined on this video to talk a little bit faster. This is hard for me because I'm a teacher and I'm used to working with young children, and when you talk too fast, it goes in one ear and out the other. And videos that I've watched, they talk so fast I have to play it over and over and over and over and over and over again. But I don't want this video to go too long. So I want to go through to start with some of the seeds that I'm going to be planting this year. I'm very excited about it because it's been several years since I've actually planted perennial seeds for our perennial garden, which just turned 10 years old this year. But some of the plants have kind of diminished a little bit over the years, and some perennials, believe it or not, grow best from seed. So I'm going to make two piles, one for perennials and one for annuals. And you're going to notice something about the commonality of color that I've been choosing as we go through. I've already planted a few the other day. I planted my lupins already. I planted, let's see, I planted my campanulas, which are my bellflowers, and my agastache, which I will show in just a second. Going on. So one of the things that, one of the annuals that I'm planting this year from seed, last few years I've been mainly buying plants, but this year I'm going to plant them from seed, is Impatience. Now I'm going to hit this little button, hopefully, and let's see if I can zoom in. Here we go. All right, so I'm going to lift this up a little bit so you can see it. As you can see, I'm going to give a shout out to Outside Pride. That's my main seed company that I purchase my seeds from. I also do swallowtail and toadstool seeds as well. My toadstool seeds have not come in yet, but my Outside Pride ones did. So I'm going to start with these. There's about 12 different plants. I won't plant all of them on the video, but I'll do a few. So I have Impatience, and that's an annual. As you can see here, 1,000 seeds. They are tiny, and they're not the easiest plants to grow from seed. So annuals will go in this pile. Another new one, or a new one for me, is Gonfrina. And I used those in my fall porch display. Love them so much. I'm going to grow them from seed. And I chose the color purple. They had a few other colors there, but I just chose purple. That's an annual. Let me grab a perennial. This is Gay Feather or Liatris. And a really easy plant to grow in the garden. But for some reason, over the last few years, ours have been diminishing a little bit, probably being replaced by other things. But this one's a purple. All right, that'll go into our perennial pile. Now the annual, new to me planting, Cleon, in the color rose. I will also be, no, that's an annual. I also will be showing, when I put the video together, up close pictures with sun requirements, height, and so forth. But right for now, I'm just going to go through the list as quickly as I can. Snapdragons in ruby. Do you get the color scheme coming along here? Lots of reds and oranges. This one, I'm going to plant petunias for the first time in many, many years. This one's a grandifolia, which is the biggest of the flowering petunias in burgundy. That's an annual. Another Impatient. Okay, here's a new one. Haven't planted these in a long, long time. These are annual asters, and the flowers are quite large as opposed to the little flower for the New England asters. I'm going to try out these for the first time in a long time. And this one is Gremlin Red. Another red. Here are two annuals that I have never tried before. The wishbone flower, which is the Torrenia. I'm going to massacre these names. This one is in burgundy, and this one, it's a little bit harder to see because of the way they took the picture, but I have a better picture of it that I'll show later. It's the deepest, looks just like velvet blue. Really pretty. And these are kind of a semi-shade plant. Oh, they go in our annual pile. One of my favorite perennials, which is Helenium. And it's a wildflower in North America. And it has an orange color, mix of orange yellow. Really pretty. A taller perennial. Haven't planted that for a few years. And like I said before, I've already started with agastache, which is apricot sprite. Probably one of my more favorite. That's not the best picture for it. this plant literally will start blooming in later in the summer, and it'll go right straight till frost. It's great. That's a perennial. And one of my other more favorite flowers, which is the bellflower. And this one's a peach-leafed bellflower. Really, really pretty in blue. Even though it looks a little bit lavenderish, it's really blue. So those are just a start. I also have delphiniums that are coming, and I'm gonna try to get them into pots as soon as possible. Moving right along. Here we go. Soil. Oh, let's talk pots. Pots. I save my pots and from year to year. And what I do is these are rather old actually, but what I do, I'm down in my basement. I literally take the dirty pots, I toss them into the utility sink and wash them with a little bit of bleach or disinfectant soap or something. Just something to clean it off and get any kind of bacteria or whatever on that might be on the pot that might affect the germination of the seed. And then you have a nice clean pots. So we have, these are 4-inch pots. So I start with 4-inch pots, then I go to, I'm going to just grab this, then I go to a 6-pack, so I'll take the plants that sprout out of this pot into 6-packs, and eventually if depending on how fast they grow, because I have grow lights down here, if they get to be overgrown in these, believe it or not, I pull one of them out and they go right back into these, but one per pot. All right, moving on. So let's move this to one side. Let's talk soil. And I'll go back to, there we go. All right, here we go. So, soil. This is a seed starting mix, an organic one composed of peat moss, coconut coir, and vermiculite. And sometimes I add additional vermiculite. What I do, I don't know if I want to, maybe just a little bit. I dampen them. So I'm going to add a little bit of water. And you're probably saying, what? Why are you adding water to the planting soil, the planting mix? But I have found that if you do this ahead of time, it will soak up the soil, it'll soak up the water, and it will make watering these tiny seeds that are as small as dust from being washed or buried away. This one actually is a little dry down the bottom. So let me see. But if it kind of can clump a little bit like that, it's okay. So that'll do. All right, so let's get into this. Here's what I do. I just scoop in. I fill it. This is just my way of doing it. I fill it to, it's going to be kind of hard to see, but there's a ridge. See that ridge? And it's down about, I don't know, about half an inch or so. I fill it to that ridge. And I pull away. I'm going to go in a little bit. And I just tap on the sides. And it loosens it up, and it settles it, but it also loosens it up, and it also, if there's any little sticks. All right, so let's see. What should I try then? I want to try the Tyrrhenias because I've never done these before. And according to the seed pack, I'm going to hold this steady. It's in white, but there are 50 seeds, so not a ton of seeds of this. On the back, it gives directions on how to plant. Some of them are just surface sow. These are surface sow. So that means that you do not cover them. I'm wondering how tiny they are. 50 seeds for dust-like seeds is not much. I'm just curious what it is, what size these are. Oh, what an interesting package. It's that kind of foam. I've actually never seen this. Let me just see. Ooh, these look pelletized. And pelletized means that they're kind of coated because these are too round. So these are pelletized seeds, and you'll see them if I can get them on my hand. I'm going to toss the rest in the pot. But let me, oh, I have my hand way up too high. See that? I don't know if I can make this any higher, but they are little circular seeds. Okay, here we go. And you just spread them out at the very best that you can. It's easier when they're pelletized because you can get a hold of them a little bit better. So I literally spread them all out. And then I thought I might have. And since we're not covering these, here's what I'm going to do. You take the bottom part of another pot and just tap gently. You can still see the seeds. And that's perfectly okay. And of course I need a label. Now this was the Tyrannia. This was Tyrannia, and this was the blue, which is just, I'm just going to say deep blue. And I'm going to put the date on the back. I always do that. And today's date is February 13th, 2025. I found these labels in the garden over the years, and it's fun just to see like the old dates on them. But there's my Tyrannia, and then I just pull that, push that right on the side, and that will go into my tray. Where is my tray? I'm just going to show you. That will go into my tray, and then all I do, I'm going to take these upstairs and I'm going to put them on the windowsill. We have really, really wide, I'm going to just pretend here that's a lot wider than that, about 1 foot wide windowsills, because we have our radiators are built into the wall, and it's really ideal for growing seeds. You don't have to use a seed heating mat or anything like that underneath. Just place them on there, and they get a little bit of indirect light as well. I'm going to move this over. I just don't want to tip these, so I'm going to move them. I'm over here, and when I water mine, I just take a spritzer and I spray. All right, another one. Get to this before I hear a beep, meaning I ran out of time. I use ProRes with my iPhone Max. I got a new phone that I got this year, and it's been kind of bugging me. I'm not a techie by any stretch, but it shouldn't be that complicated. So these are surface, so do not, these are the rose colored ones. All right. These you got to be a little careful because they actually will roll. Not that I'm planting them all. I'm not going to be planting, at the finish 50 of plants, but you want to guarantee as much germination as you possibly can. All right, label. Let's cook with steam here. Label, Tyrannia. And this one is called Burgundy. And the date. February 13th, 2025. All right, so that is 2. Those are 2 annuals. I really want to do at least 2 perennials. Just going to put this over to this side right now. I'm moving this one done. Done. I want to do all the done one. Makes me feel better. All right, and my bellflower's done, and my agastache done. I'm going to do a perennial. I'm going to do my heleniums. When I first started watching, I'm a big Brit fan, and I started watching Gardener's World. I don't know if anybody else watches Gardener's World with Monty Don. Let me know if you do. My partner Andy and I really love the Chelsea Flower Show episodes because first of all, we get to see the Chelsea Flower Show. But one of our bucket list endeavors is to go to the Chelsea Flower Show one day. But we have pets and fish and all sorts, so it's kind of a challenge there. All right, so perennial. Let's look at what they want for the thickness of the seed. So let's see. These, I believe, are a little bit bigger. Oh no, they're not. They are rather small. The thickness of the seed, which means that I'm gonna try to get my hand in here and show you. These are small. It looks like, oregano or something, crushed oregano. There's a lot of seeds here, so I don't want to oversow. So I'm just going to sprinkle, so I'll have plenty, and then toss the rest back in. And now, trying to cover this, here's what I do. I get some, and I just literally crumble it. Crumble it over, and if part of it doesn't get covered, it doesn't get covered. Because these are thus tiny, they don't want to be buried. And the beauty of, they're a fairly long-lived perennial. Ours have lasted, some of them still 10 years, are still going. Okay, so I'm going to pat that down. All right, and label. Quick. I hope you're the type that likes, in the midst of these long winters, Helenium. And this one's called autumnal. It's a taller perennial. This particular one grows to 48 inches tall. I like tall perennials. Andy is not as crazy about the tall ones. I like them. The tall ones, one thing you have to be careful with certain tall plants is that they do flop, sometimes in storms. February 13th, 2025. And I'm going to put that in there, and that will go into our tray. And perennial number 3 done. Let's do another perennial. And then maybe I will do the remaining ones. I don't know if you're the type that loves to watch people plant. I've been watching. I'm going to date myself. I live in Massachusetts, and PBS. Let me know if you're familiar with Crockett's Victory Garden, which was a very popular show way back in the 70s. And he just really got everybody interested in gardening at that time. And from there, they had different hosts and so forth. So it was sort of the American version of the Gardener's World at the time. And I'd love to see gardeners planting seeds. I know it's not so much done anymore, which I think is a shame. It's very easy to go out to Home Depot or so and just buy plants. Okay, so this one is a 1/16 of an inch. So that's, barely a covering. These are larger seeds. These are larger seeds. So I'm going to I probably should plant 2 pots of these if I wanted to get quite a few of them. But I'm going to plant them kind of heavy in this pot. I'm covering every square inch of this little pot. They, you know, and they may not all germinate. They don't spread. They're not the kind of perennial that will spread. They'll get larger. The clumps will get larger, but they don't seed and spread around your garden. Heleniums don't seem to do that either. Or bellflowers, actually. I don't know, maybe bellflowers a little bit. And Andy and I are both always looking for plants that are not favorites of groundhogs, because we have groundhogs. That you can waltz out in the morning and see half your favorite perennials, you know, chopped to the ground. All right, label, quick. And I'm going to cut the video. Maybe I'll do one more. I could keep going forever. And this one is Liatris. Got to think about being on the camera here. Liatris. This is Spicata. They have different colors for Liatris. I think there's a white or a yellow. I'm not sure. I only like the lavender color. Okay, so this is February 13th, 2025. Another one into the tray. Yay. We're cooking with steam here. Oh, let me try this because I have not planted annual asters in 100 years. So let's, just for giggles, let's do this next. Let's see what they say about the coverage for these. About 1/16 of an inch, so it's not much. Just a bare covering. If I remember correctly, these aren't, the germination-wise, these aren't, and it's been many years, and I've got, as you can see, there's tons of seeds here. I love the perennial asters, the New England asters, because they grow about 6+ feet, and in the fall they're one of the few plants of a different color other than just yellow all the time that bloom, and the pollinators love them. But by what we discovered, and we ended up taking most of them out of our garden, is by the end of that summer, the stalks, because they grow so tall, and we are on a sunny, and they love sun, but oh my gosh, every single leaf will burn right off the stem of the plant, leaving just the tops where, flowers come, but you have all these bare stalks, and they're not the prettiest stuff. It's, in that case, it's not the prettiest plant. So you have to be kind of cautious about where to plant them so that the stalks are kind of covered. I don't know if I got all these covered. All right, so here we go. That would be my last one for now. And I'll check how long the video is. So this one is Aster Gremlin Red. Oh, I love that. Gremlin Red. The flowers are big, which I love. What I'm looking for, and I'm still searching, is chrysanthemums, but not to grow the typical chrysanthemums that you buy at like Costco or something in the fall. But the I guess I don't know if it's Japanese. The Japanese sort of shine with their chrysanthemums. I'm looking for. I did it one year, many years ago. Huge spider mums. I'm trying to do, and in order to get one of those really big blooms, one plant you have to pinch everything else off, and to get that one huge plant, and it has to be staked as well, so you have that nice straight stake. All right, so I'm going to stop it here and see how long the video is, and if it's not too long, maybe I'll plant a few more. I have a lot more annuals to go, as you can see. Dying to see what the Cleome seeds look like, but that's a great start. And if there's time and it's not too long, I will go back and we'll do some more. Otherwise, I'll show you what I have done at the final bit. So goodbye for now.